I want to show you something neat about these squares. Let's assume that these yellow squares up top each have a side length of 1 unit. Therefore, the area of their square is 1 square unit. You can group them together. Here we have 3. These pink squares are a little different than the yellow squares. The top length is 1, but the side length is unknown. All we know is the side length of each pink square is the same. We're going to call it x. Therefore, the area of each of these pink shapes is 1 times x, or just x. You can group them together. Here we have 3. All we know about these blue squares is that each side length is the same. We also know that the unknown side length of these blue squares is the same as the unknown side length of the pink squares. So let's call each side length of the blue square x. Therefore, the area of the blue square would be x times x, which we can write as x squared. You can group them together. Here we have 3. So let's see how we can apply this. Here, I have an example of a design that I made that works. Each side of each shape is touching the side of another shape that is the same. The yellow square has a side length of 1 on each side. The yellow square is touching the pink squares on the side that we said was 1. The pink squares are touching the blue square on the side that is unknown that we called x. Here we have an example that does not work. The pink and blue squares are touching, and that's okay, because they're touching on that unknown side, x. The yellow square that's touching the pink square is okay. They're touching on the side length that is 1. The problem with this example is the 2 yellow squares above the blue square. We don't know the relationship between the yellow side and the blue side. They are not alike. Before you try the quiz for this, why don't you try to come up with a few examples that work and a few examples that do not work. In doing this, you can try to figure out if you really understand this or not. After you think you understand it, click on the link to bring you to the Google form to quiz yourself.